What's up guys, it's Alex here, and welcome back to part 2 of the guide to taking pickets. In this guide we're going to cover Tower, Inferno, Castle, and Stronghold. And once again I'm going to mention the 2 towns that I have not covered. So 4 towns that I covered in a previous video were Necro, Dungeon, Fortress, and Rampart. And Conflux and Cove I'm not going to cover because there is a guide that I found for Cove, and I'll leave that in the video description below. And for Conflux, you're just going to be doing them on Luna. I've made a guide to that previously, so I'll also leave that in the video description. Alright, so let's just get into this. The easiest one of the 4 we're going to cover today is Tower. So basically as Tower, you want to be taking pickets on genies. So that's really going to be your most reliable way. And the thing that you're going to want to pay attention to, obviously, is how far the pickets are going to be in the snow, right? Because you are going to be dealing with that terrain penalty. So, you just need to make sure whether it's going to be worth it. Like this picket, for example, it's quite a bit off-road. So, to chain for it and then to bring it back may not necessarily make sense depending on, if it's the only picket that I have or something like that. If I have many of them, then maybe. But again, it's just something you have to be conscious of. And the other thing, obviously, is morale, right? If you're doing these without anti-morale artifacts, you can always get screwed. And Tower and all of the towns that I'm going to cover today are going to be susceptible to morale. Tower is quite susceptible to it because you're going to be doing them on genies, and genies have quite low health. They're glass cannons, basically. They do a lot of damage, but they cannot tank any damage. So really you want to avoid taking any hits on your genies, right? And what you want to have is you want to have a stack of genies that's going to one-shot the wolf raiders, of the size of the picket that you're facing. So for a max picket with 0/0 stats, that's 17 genies. So if you only have 17 genies, you would want to also bring obsidian gargoyles. You want to have 1 stacks that outspeed the wolf raiders so you can control their positioning. If you don't have speedy 1 stacks, you're going to be doing this is going to be risky. So in the next demonstration, I'm going to show you guys how to do it without speedy 1 stacks, but then you're going to need a lot more genies. You're basically going to need 2 stacks of 17 genies for a max picket, right? So, but obviously if you have fewer genies, if you have at least 10 genies and you don't have fast 1 stacks, then you can have 2 stacks of 5 genies and you can take a size 1 picket with that. Alright, so let's just get into this. So basically what we're doing here is we're just picking the stacks off 1 by 1, avoiding getting hit by the genies and controlling the positioning of the wolf raiders with our obsidian gargoyles. So take that stack out first. We're going to move 2 gargoyles over here. Now pay attention that they're out of reach of this guy and also out of reach of this guy. And the rest of these guys are going to be over here so that we can save them, lure this stack, and also avoid getting hit by anybody else so that we can use them to kind of control the position of the wolf raiders later. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to take out this stack because it moves first, right? And these stacks are actually not going to reach us if we attack from this position. And this stack is going to go for a 1 stack. So here's what we're going to do. Take out this stack, and then we're going to position these 2 obsidian gargoyles here. This stack is not going to reach them, so one of the gargoyles is going to get saved. And this stack is going to attack this gargoyle, so we can pick that off comfortably. Okay, so we pick off this stack. Now this obsidian gargoyle is just going to be in the corner here. And that's it. We've controlled our position enough so we never got hit. But you see, if they did get morale in any of those cases, it would have messed up our pattern. So just be conscious of that. Always best to do this with an anti-morale artifact. Now I'm going to show you guys the second method when you do not have speedy 1 stacks, and but in this method you would need 2 genie 2 stacks of genies or something else that can actually one-shot the Wolf Raiders. Now in this case we have a stack of 3 archangels, which, you know, we just used the cheat for that, but because I couldn't find enough genies on the map, you know, to actually have 2 17 stacks. And that's why this method is not going to be that common, because you're, you know, if you already have 34 genies, then, you know, you're doing pretty well. You're not really going to have trouble doing this. So just pretend, you know, in this case, I just decided to bring archangels to kind of simulate a genie 1 stack, or I mean a 17 stack of genies. So just pretend that the stack of archangels is a stack of genies. And basically here, what we're doing is we're taking out these 2 stacks first, so that these stacks are not going to be able to reach us, and we can just wait. We can just wait and strike and not take any hits on our genie stacks. So take out that stack, take out that stack, and see here, these guys are too far. They're not going to be able to reach either of our genie stacks. So it doesn't really matter what we do with the gremlins. Actually, we can even save this 1 stack. If we wanted to protect against morale, then we probably would have sent them forward, actually. Because, yeah, 1 stack of gremlins is not really worth it getting screwed by morale, right? So in this case, we're just going to wait with our genie stack here and the genie stack here. All right, and now we can just strike and strike again. So it's as easy as that. All right, now we are moving on to the more challenging ones. So Stronghold, Castle, and Inferno it's definitely more challenging to take pickets with them. So let's move on to Stronghold. Now, here with Tyrixor, so as far as Stronghold goes, what you got to remember is you want to be doing them on Tyrixor because of his speed advantage, right? Because he gets +1 speed to the dogs, so you're going to be outspeeding the Wolf Raiders, right? Now, make sure that you keep in mind that when you're doing them as Stronghold, you're doing them on their native terrain. So if you're doing them on anyone besides Tyrixor, or, you know, just in general, make sure you remember they're going to have speed 9 and not speed 8 as usual. So just keep that in mind when you're, you know, choosing the army that you need to take and things like that. So here, we're going to be doing a size 3 picket. You will not be able to do a size 4 picket unless you, you know, get a box of dogs, or you have some angels or something like that, like we did in the previous demonstration. Here, we're going to be using our day 1 stack of dogs, and we're also going to be using Thunderbirds. We have built Thunderbirds, and we're going to be using them to you know, tank a little bit of damage and also deal some damage back, so that we're actually able to successfully take this. Now, in this case, we also do have an anti-morale artifact, because, yeah, morale can easily screw you. So keep that in mind. You know, if you're going to take the risk, just make sure you know that you could potentially die to morale. And it's always going to be better if you had more Thunderbirds, like if you have a couple of dwellings, you know, external dwellings for, you know, the cliff nest, and you could upgrade them in a hill fort or something like that. But in this case, you know, this is kind of a pretty realistic scenario where you have about 30 dogs and you have 3 Thunderbirds. You are still going to be able to do them. You are going to be losing your Thunderbirds, and you are going to be losing about 10 dogs, and that's assuming you have an anti-morale artifact. So again, just make sure it's worth it. Make sure that trading away your dogs for the pickets are worth it. For Stronghold, a lot of times it is going to be worth it, because they are, first of all, on their native terrain, so you're not going to be wasting, you know, you're not going to be getting that terrain penalty. Even though the terrain penalty for Stronghold is not that bad, it still is, you know, it still affects things if you are, you know, dragging around like Wyvern or Angels or something like that. So, and especially if you have a few pickets, yeah, Stronghold, you know, you can always upgrade them. You can also get some Cyclop Caves. So, you know, usually pickets are going to be worth it to take on Stronghold. But just make sure you're not trading away your dogs for only like one picket or something like that. And I definitely don't recommend going into a maxi picket with only this army. You're not going to be able to do it. All right, let's get into this. So see, auto combat is actually not able to do this. And what we're going to be doing here is, once again, we're going to be kind of trying to isolate these two stacks over here. So the Thunderbirds are going to go for this top stack here. Actually got a lightning bolt, which was lucky. Now, here, what we're going to do is we're going to block in this stack with 2 1 stacks. And here, we're going to take retaliation from this stack so that we don't get any damage dealt, at least on this first hit, with, with our main stack. Alright, now we can just take this stack out. And we block in the stack, as we mentioned. Okay. Alright, so now we're in a position where basically our Thunderbirds are going to get hit. So we're going to use the Thunderbirds to finish this stack. The Goblin 1 stack can be back here. And we are going to wait with the Wolf Raiders. Okay, so now unfortunately there's no way to not get retaliation dealt back, so this is why we are going to be losing the Wolf Raiders. So we just pick off the stacks one by one. We are on a wait turn, so we can pick these 2 stacks off, and then the stack moves forward and we pick it off. So you see, we lost actually 12 dogs and our Thunderbirds, but we did gain 8 Cyclops for it. So really, this is kind of the best you're going to be able to do as Stronghold on your day 1 army. So, you know, if you don't want to be losing your dogs, then, you know, try to get more Thunderbirds, try to get Angels or something like that before you take them. Otherwise, yeah, you're definitely going to be trading away your Wolf Raiders. But in a lot of cases, that can be worth it. All right. Now let's move on to Inferno. So as far as Inferno goes, the most reliable way to do the Picket is going to be on Ignatus. And Ignatus, with his day 1 army, with his day one army of imps, is going to be able to take a size 2 picket. And again, if you're intelligent about controlling their positioning, if they don't get morale, you will be able to take it. But you are quite susceptible to morale, because imps are very, very, you know, like the opposite of tanky, right? So if you take any hits on the imps, you're screwed. So let's just get into this. Alright, and once again here we're going to be using our 1 stacks to control the positioning of the rest of the Wolf Raiders. So we take this stack out first, move 2 stacks down there. This one lures this stack forward. And these stacks also just go this way. Okay, now we're gonna, once again, kind of like we did with Tower, take out this stack. And here, we move 2 stacks forward like this. And this stack stays here. Now we take out this stack. Now this stack moves first, so it's the stack that's gonna go for this 1 stack. And here we can pick these guys off comfortably. But again, you see they did not get any morales. If they did get morale and our imps got hit, this would have been more difficult. But this is how you can do the pickets on Inferno with Ignatus. Okay, and the last one we're going to cover is going to be Castle. Now, as far as Castle goes, you honestly want to be doing pickets on Angels. Angels or maybe Cavaliers. You really don't want to be doing them on Marksmen. And I'm going to demonstrate this to you because here, for example, we're going to have 2 angels and our day 1 stack of marksmen. The problem on doing them with marksmen is that you're going to be tying speed with the wolf raiders. And here actually we're doing them not on grass, so I have a +1 speed artifact to simulate the fact that we're going to be tying their speed. Now, when you do this on, you know, let's say with 2 angels and marksmen, you're going to be losing marksmen. And actually, we're only going to be doing a size 2 picket, and 2 angels would be able to do a size 2 picket with just the 2 angels and 1 stacks. So I'm just doing this for the sake of demonstration. So what you have to do, whoops, I misclicked there. Excuse me. What you have to do is you have to take out this stack and these 2 stacks. And you know, you position your archers in slot 1 and slot 6. And this stack would reach the archers, and these are the 3 stacks that all would reach, right? You don't have to worry about these 2 stacks right now, but the angel would need to take out this one, and then archers shoot here, right? Okay, and this is where the problem comes, because they tie speed, right? They do not outspeed, the marksmen don't outspeed the wolf raiders. So basically, one of these stacks is gonna end up hitting our marksmen. So that's where the losses come here. So you see, there's just no way to avoid this. So we did lose 10 marksmen, and now the funny thing is, I'm just going to demonstrate this to you guys without the marksmen. I'm just going to have, in this case, I'll even just have 4 champions. So 4 champions or 2 angels are going to be able to do a size 2 picket by themselves with just some 1 stacks. See, even on auto combat, we can just do a size 2 picket on 4 cavaliers. So the point that I'm trying to make here is really, again, kind of like on, you know, Cove with Inferno. If you're tying speed of the wolf raiders, you're not going to be taking them very reliably. So with Inferno and with Castle, you usually want to have, you know, other units to actually take the pickets with. So you want to have either you know, the angels or the cavaliers, or, you know, champions are better since they outspeed them as Castle, or as Inferno you want to have Efreet or devils or also angels as well. So, and that's pretty much it, guys. So that's how you do pickets for every faction. I do hope that you found this video useful. Good luck in your games, and as usual, if you guys want to see more Heroes 3 content, I do stream live on Twitch Fridays through Mondays, starting around 10 a.m. Ukrainian time. So, and you're also welcome to subscribe to me on YouTube. To, you know, see more videos, as I do make video guides just about every week. So once again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found this useful, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.